This is my day at Progressive Field, home of the Cleveland Guardians, August 7th, 2022, and it wraps up a massive Major League Baseball road trip that I had last summer, where I hit up PNC Park, AmFam Field, Wrigley Field, and now, of course, Progressive is going to be closing things out. This is really cool. There were a lot of statues and monuments outside of the stadium as I was getting ready to wait and go on in, so I got to see a lot of them up close and personal. These are all out in like the center field wall area. That was really fun. And then, of course, once I saw everything, I started making my way towards the front, and I saw the big Progressive Field Cleveland Guardian sign. For every game on this trip, and also just in general, when I go to baseball games, I try to get to the stadium as early as possible, so as soon as gates open, I can be there and I can go inside, especially when I am traveling like this and it's not Yankee Stadium or Citi Field where it's close to home. It is somewhere I'm going to have to travel to get back there if I want to go once again anytime soon. So for Progressive, I knew this was a place I wouldn't make back to in the near future, so I want to be there just like every other stadium as early as possible and see everything I can. Here's Jeremy Pena right there. The Guardians were taking on the Houston Astros. It was also Slider's birthday, the Guardians mascot. So yeah, we got to see the Astros take on the Guardians. It was actually a very good game. We'll get to that in just a couple minutes, but I was right there, just feet away from Houston Astros players, and of course they would end up being the 2022 World Series champs. Jeremy Pena had a big postseason run, a great rookie campaign. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch in the near future and throughout the rest of his career, so being right there with him was really fun. And then, now I got time for me to meet some players. Chas McCormick was up first on Houston. And here's a shot of Trey Mancini, who had just gotten traded to the Astros following his stint with the Baltimore Orioles. I got to meet Trey Mancini. Here he is signing a baseball for me. And there is his autograph. Really cool. Went through and signed for a bunch of the fans that were down waiting for him. Here's Yordan Alvarez. This guy's a beast. We already know that. And now it's time for the Cleveland Guardians lineup. The starting nine for the home Cleveland Guardians were Steven Kwan, Amen Rosario, Jose Ramirez, and Josh Naylor, followed up by Andres Jimenez, Oscar Gonzalez, Owen Miller, Luke Maile, and Miles Straw. Now, Triston McKenzie got the start for Cleveland, and he had an incredible pitching performance. But first, who did he face off in the Houston Astros lineup? Well, that was Jeremy Pena, Aledmys Diaz, Yordan Alvarez, and Alex Bregman, followed up by Trey Mancini, Chas McCormick, Mauricio Dubon, Jake Myers, and Martin Maldonado. Christian Javier ended up getting the ball for the Houston Astros. He would get the loss, which would put him 6-8 win-loss record-wise on the season. Javier threw 6 innings pitched, only allowing 1 earned run off of 6 hits, while also striking out 4 batters. That 1 run was a home run, and it brought his ERA to 3.14 at this point in the 2022 season. Following Javier, it was Stanek and then Rafael Montero to close things out for the Astros. But that 1-run effort would end up being enough for the Guardians to win it. Triston McKenzie went 8 tremendous innings, only allowing 2 hits, no earned runs. He threw 91 pitches, struck out 8 batters, and only walked 1 Houston Astro. I did end up actually catching a shirt during a promotions giveaway in between innings. That was really cool. But yeah, Triston McKenzie got the win. He was now 8-8 on the season with a 3.16 ERA. He was incredible, lights out. And the save would go to Emmanuel Clase, one of the best relievers in baseball. It was his 24th save of the year. He only had to throw 1 inning. He got all 3 outs, 2 of them via the strikeout, and his ERA came down to 1.36. It started off as a very nice day in Cleveland. The sun was out. It was beating down. It was very hot out. Had to buy a couple bottles of water, and then the clouds came rolling in, which was a nice little refreshing break. It was cooler, so I took this opportunity to go ahead and walk around the inside of the stadium more. So I got to see all these plaques, these statues that were inside. This is like pretty much right by center field. So I got to walk around and really take in everything that Progressive Field had to offer. It was very nice. I saw every inch of the concourse, all the statues, all the plaques, all the pictures that were around. Very cool. I actually did like Progressive Field quite a bit. I don't want to say I got overshadowed by some of the other stadiums on this trip, but when I was counting down and getting ready to take off and drive out west a little bit to see all these stadiums. Obviously, I was really looking forward to PNC Park and Wrigley Field just because of all of the history and the architectural layout and designs of those stadiums. But Progressive Field, I did very much enjoy, and I would love to go back there again. I think it is very fan-friendly and a great place to watch a baseball game. But going back to my night in PNC, the first game I went to on this road trip, Milwaukee Brewers at Pittsburgh Pirates, I met two relievers before the game, Brent Suter and Devin Williams. They would both come into play in a very pivotal role that game. Brent Suter would give up the tying run, and Devin Williams would blow the game. He would give up the game to a Brian Reynolds walk-off home run. So both of those guys didn't have great success for their own teams, but for me, being able to watch the Pirates win at home, that was really fun. Now, if we translate that to this game, the Houston Astros only had 2 hits throughout this entire game. Tristan McKenzie was locked down, lights out. Those 2 hits belonged to none other than Chas McCormick and Trey Mancini. And who were the only 2 players I met before the game? Well, Chas McCormick and Trey Mancini. So I thought that was really cool. And as you've been seeing in these clips, it did start to rain actually at Progressive, which caused a lot of fans to go up under the concourse. These are my seats. I was very close yet again. So I was like, you know what? It's, the later innings of the game, the 6th, 7th inning of the game, and I'm going to go down and try to catch a baseball. I have my glove. I saw Owen Miller down there. He tried to throw me a baseball early in the game, and it went above my head, just like my previous luck at Wrigley Field. So I went down middle of the 7th inning, and he found me in the stands. I was like halfway down. He points to me, throws me the baseball. I take 3 steps to my right, make the catch, and just like that, I had caught a baseball at back-to-back stadiums to end my road trip. Thought that was really nice. Owen Miller, I'm so glad he was able to find me in the stands again with the rain. I was coming back up. My clothes were all wet. The baseball was all wet, but some fans had asked to see it, so I was showing some of the fans the baseball. Just really cool. I still do enjoy that. I act like a 5-year-old on Christmas morning when it comes to baseball games and being able to meet players, catch baseballs. I think it's just really great, really fun. And here it is. Emmanuel Clase was coming in to close out the game. Aledmus Diaz was in the box. The fans that stayed throughout the rain made it back down to their seats and were prompted to get loud, make some noise, scream, as the Guardians were just moments away from beating the Houston Astros. This is a fun game. It really was. There was not a lot of scoring. Obviously, 1-0, and a Luke Maile home run being the only run production kind of was like, whoa. Because you don't expect Luke Maile to be the only guy to drive someone in, and him to hit a home run, that would not have been my first pick, and you have guys like Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor out there for the Guardians. But hey, I'll take a Guardians win any way I can get it. And with Cleveland winning at home, all 4 teams I saw at home on this road trip won. The Pirates, the Brewers, the Cubs, and the Guardians. Again, just really cool, really fun. I brought some good luck to those 4 teams over the course of that 4-day span. And here's everyone celebrating, running off the field. It was a great day at Progressive. I was very upset having to leave this place because I knew, A, my trip was over, but B, just my time at a really nice ballpark, and honestly an underrated ballpark, was also coming to a close. But the Guardians win. They hold off the Houston Astros 1-0. That'll end the video. That'll end my trip. Thanks for following along with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed.